Does anyone notice there's even less young men than ever in teaching? Male teachers have been on the decline for a while, but at the school I'm at all of the male teachers are 50+ years old. I've been at multiple schools over the years and have seen maybe one male teacher younger than 40. Does anyone else notice this? I'm a 30s male teacher and honestly, I get it. The money just isn't here. I'm content where I'm at now because I like what I do, but the summer job I do as a floor manager for a factory pays me so much more than the school salary is laughable. Male teacher, 35, looking strongly at leaving education because I'm giving up a ton of earning potential, and probably won't ever own a house, if I stay in education. 26-year-old male, and this is likely my last year for the same reason. Right now, I'm financially stable. I can live on my own and make enough to stock away a little bit of money for retirement and savings, low cost of living state. I also genuinely enjoy teaching. Especially now that I'm in a better school than my first one. I told myself I'd stay for a while because I make enough and I enjoy the work, but also promised myself that I'd leave when I settle down and start a family. I've done the math. The finances aren't pretty with mouths to feed. And I began thinking this summer that why should I wait until that point? Why not just leave now and start climbing the earning potential ladder? I could try to roll the dice in 3 to 5 years when it's time to move on, or I can go to law school, spend 3 years. And, at a minimum, immediately double my income, with it only going up from there. It's a pretty big gap for sure. As a male teacher in his 20s, here's some things I notice all the time that shows just how in the minority I am. When I shop for teacher stuff, like planners, it's always really girly. Flowers, pastel colors. Cutesy script text. Rarely is there anything traditionally masculine like a June planner with, I don't know, baseballs on it. Personally, this one doesn't bother me because I like golf and golf also has a lot of floral stuff. But it's clear I'm not the target demographic when people make teacher supplies. Oftentimes, when I'm reading articles or materials about teaching, and there's a hypothetical scenario being run, the teacher is not described as they. It's usually her. You're reading an article about first-year teaching, and it says something like, it's oftentimes hard for a new teacher to find her footing in the classroom. However, realistically it should say, in their classroom, but it often doesn't, because we assume men don't teach. This I haven't experienced, probably because the admin team at my school has men and women on it. But I've seen it mentioned here before, gifts/donations oftentimes are not gender neutral. During teacher appreciation, the gift the school gives out is a $25 Ulta Beauty gift card. Many schools offer maternity leave but not paternity leave, not just an education issue but worth mentioning still. The only one that actually does hurt my feelings a little bit is the discrepancy in dress requirements. If female teachers want to wear dresses every day, that's fine. However, if I want to wear shorts, even if they're a nice golf-style pair with belt loops, I can't because it's not professional to be out of dress pants. I'm also supposed to wear things with a collar all the time, and my female counterparts aren't held to that same standard. Honestly, the big reason I care about the dress code discrepancy is the hotter months. Many female teachers can get away with very loose and flowing sundresses or something else. Often with an extremely thin fabric. Or some form of yoga pants with just an extra long super loose shirt. And I still have to wear button-ups and full slacks. Additionally, if my entire outfit was almost see-through I'd be marched right out the door. And the entire situation is made worse by AC arguments in the hotter months. I've noticed the men are usually overheated and the women are usually cold, but the men can't take off any more clothes and there aren't the same variety of cooler options extended to men. I've yet to see a sleeveless button up top with a collar. No. I don't have any personal historical issues with this topic I'm ranting on, why do you ask? But also, put on a sweater and let me turn down the AC. It's not our money anyway. I used to be a suit and tie guy when I first started. But I have now found that Adidas and Under Armour golf pants and polo shirts are my best friends. It also doesn't hurt that I'm a coach and get by with wearing the athletic department shirts along with my comfy stretchy pants every day. Throughout my 18 years in the classroom, this double standard has aggravated me often. Female teachers in leggings and t-shirts and admin too afraid of blowback to manage it, while male teachers have to be in button-down shirts and slacks and often a tie. Female students get hit harder for dress code stuff, but guys don't usually wear revealing stuff anyway, but male teachers get the short end of the stick. One downside of being a male teacher is that it can be more difficult to find compatibility between your social life and being a teacher. As a male who is into sports and video games, I don't find that I have a lot in common with my close colleagues. As a fourth-grade teacher, I'm mostly surrounded by women who are into other things. I find also that my male friends who aren't teachers aren't very interested in anything I may have to share about work, while they are more interested in banter from other fields. Combine that with low pay and high workloads and you don't have a very intriguing career prospect for young males. In my case, being an international teacher has helped me overcome these shortcomings, so I enjoy what I do. New York Times had a great article analyzing this, actually. Once a job becomes perceived as female majority, pay and prestige drop dramatically. In turn, that tends to become a vicious cycle where fewer and fewer men want to pursue that career because the pay sucks and they think people will mock them for taking a feminine job. It also means it becomes more of a female majority due to the perception of being one of the few jobs that women have a chance to succeed in without constantly fighting through overwhelming sexism. I'm witnessing similar issues in the accounting field. Outside of CFOs and CPAs, a lot of accounting positions are becoming female majority and the pay is plummeting as a result. I am a male teacher, and it's kind of hard in a K-8 school. I had a student who cried when she didn't give me anything on my birthday because she says her mom won't let her and she doesn't trust any male teachers. She was so upset because she said I was her favorite teacher. There's a lot of people untrusting of male teachers, especially at the elementary/lower middle school levels, and at some point, you just feel unwanted. Disliked by the students for holding them accountable is fine. But being distrusted to that level by parents or adults is not as easy to cope with. There is definitely a lot of positive attention that I got as a male teacher, but moments like the one above really wear you down. I've seen some really good points on here. Lower pay, gender role expectations, fear of false accusations, etc. Something I don't think that's been mentioned is perhaps women are just more interested overall in teaching kids than men. Kind of like how more men are interested in the trades. I feel like even if the salary was doubled there would still be more women. Perhaps I'm wrong. I was an upper elementary and middle school career teacher during 42 years of teaching. When I first went into teaching in the mid-70s there were many young fellows my age that majored in education and became teachers. Sadly, the 8 to 10 teachers I knew at my first school gradually left the teaching profession and they were all excellent teachers. After I finished my MA, my wife and I landed teaching positions overseas at an accredited international school that paid better than the small school district we were first teaching at in Michigan. After teaching at the international school, we taught at 5 more schools overseas which definitely had a caring, well-educated, school board and students that came from supportive parents. But, even at these schools, I felt like a minority, with women teachers being the majority in numbers and making decisions. Male here that taught a while back. I was teaching in TX and my starting salary was around $50,000 though never got a raise. I was able to get by and build on that salary because I also lived in a house with 4 to 5 roommates, shared a room as well, so rent was cheap. I literally put off being in a serious relationship because I knew I would never be able to afford a house. And this was 10 years or so ago, so nowadays, there is no hope in someone making a teacher's salary to buy anything permanent unless they marry rich or win the lottery. I was also tutoring students after school, for money, in order to get ahead. Our economic society isn't made for people like teachers, it's made for people who want to make money. And to those people who tell teachers, yeah, but you do what you love, go forget yourself. Those people wouldn't make it 2 weeks as a teacher.